This conference will now be recorded.
Hi everyone, good morning. Welcome back. Yeah, so previous batch, one concept it's delayed, so that is why we got late today. So, so everyone see my screen? Everyone able to see my screen? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so today we are going to start EC2, right? So EC2 is the first service. So in the GoToMeeting, everyone should use name only. Okay, don't use attendee 0, attendee 18, attendee 2 like, right? So from Monday onwards, student IDs will be created. Student IDs. That ID you have to use, everyone, online guys. Okay, should not use name. In the GoToMeeting, while joining the meeting, you have to use student ID only from Monday onwards. Okay, so now we can change your name. In place of attendee, you can change your name in the GoToMeeting. Right? Yeah. Today's concept is EC2 first service, which is very important service. First service. It's a elastic cloud compute, or else elastic compute cloud. Both are same. So this is very, very important. So in real-time projects, as a DevOps engineer, so we have to create infrastructure, we have to maintain the infrastructure, right? So no admin roles currently, admin's already gone, right? As a DevOps engineer, we have to create infrastructure, we have to maintain the infrastructure, right? So what is infrastructure? Servers, network, storage, right? These are all infrastructure, fine? Yeah. So basically, what is EC2? What is EC2? Yeah, what is the use of EC2? We'll try to understand. So EC2 full form is Elastic Compute Cloud, right? So here, what is Elastic? Anyone in general? What is Elastic in general?
Yeah, which can be flexible.
Which can be flexible, stretchable, right? So Elastic is a stretchable, flexible, right? So what is compute? Anyone? What is compute? For example, if you want to buy any laptop, what we will check? Configuration, right? So what is the RAM, what is the CPU, what is the hard drive, we check, right? So compute is a configuration. Compute is a configuration. So this configuration is elastic. Means we can increase the resources, we can decrease the resources by single click. For example, I'm working on some database server. So middle of the activity, the database server is giving some performance issues. On the fly, by single click, I can increase RAM, I can increase CPU, I can increase hard drive. So whatever resources we are using in cloud, those are stretchable, expandable, those are elastic. We can stretch, we can increase, we can decrease. So this configuration is elastic. This configuration is available in cloud, right? You understand, right, everyone? So these compute resources, compute means configuration. This configuration is elastic. We can increase, decrease. This is available in, this configuration is available in cloud. That is nothing but EC2, 2 times C, right? Yeah, what is the definition of EC2? EC2 is a service, so which is a virtual server, right? Which is available, which we can create in secured way in cloud platform. EC2 is a service, so which is virtual server. We can create this virtual server in secured way in cloud. Fine. Yeah. Fine. So how to create this EC2 instance? EC2 instance, we can call it as instance. In cloud, we don't call it as server. Instance. Okay. Terminology is most important here. So in AWS, we'll call it as instance, as a server. In Azure, we'll call it as VM. In GCP, Google Cloud, we'll call it as VM instance. This terminology is important. So all are same. All platforms are same. AWS, Azure, GCP. All the platforms are same functionality wise, but terminology will be different. Okay. Yeah. Now let us move to console, AWS console. So this is our AWS console. Yeah. So here, now I want to create one EC2 instance. Before creating the instance, first we have to check the region. On which region we have to create servers, right? On which region we require. So this region will be decided by client only. We don't decide this. This is a client deciding factors, right? So first we have to select the region. So in real-time projects, we get tickets, requests. Whenever any project team required any servers, they raise one ticket or request. So as per the request, we have to create the servers. So in the ticket description, they give all the requirements. What is the RAM size required? What is the CPU required? What is hard drive required? They give all the requirement. So that we have to check. So before creating that, before creating the resource, we have to check the approvals are in place or not. Approvals, because cloud is all about costing. Whenever you want to provide any server, that project team approval required, project team BU head approval required. So then only the billing will be started. So so as a DevOps here, what we will do? So first we check the tickets, requests. In that request, first we have to check the configuration. Whatever server requirement, that requirement first we have to gather. After that, we have to check approvals are in place or not. In the ticket, approvals are in place, then we can go ahead and proceed for the activity. If the approvals are not in place, we have to hold the ticket. We have to reply to the respective team to provide the approvals. Once we get the approval, then only we need to proceed for the activity. That process we have to follow first. Okay. Yes. Once the approval is in place, once the configuration, once the requirement gathered, then we can go ahead and create the resource. So as per the requirement, we need to select the region, whatever region they required. After that, go to services, go down here, compute, click on compute. See here, click on EC2. This is navigation. Okay. Yeah. Select region. So for example, the team is available in Mumbai region. Select Mumbai, click on Mumbai. If you want to change the region, just click on this. This will be changed. See here, Mumbai region. So default region is Ohio, US East. Select this Ohio. You can use Ohio only in test lab. But in real-time projects, as per the requirement, you have to change. Okay. Yeah. Select Ohio, go to service, compute, click on EC2. Now click on running instances. See here. So in my console already few servers are there. See here, Jenkins server, Nexus server, Kubernetes server, right? So these are in stopped state. One server is in terminated mode, right? So terminate means delete, stopped means shut down. Okay. Yeah. Now I want to create first instance here. How can we create? Click on launch instance. Click on launch instance. Click on this. Yeah. once I click on this, so here launch an instance, name and tags, your server name, your instance name, we have to provide here. So now I want to give web server, for example, web server. Okay, yeah. Now go down here. So application and OS image. If you want to install server, if you want to create server, we require image, ISO image required. Yeah, in introductions, like in cloud introduction, we discussed what is ISO image, right? We require one image. For example, in your laptop, if you want to install Windows, we require one image. The same way, here also we require one image. So here application and OS image, Amazon Mission image, which is AMI. You can call it as AMI. AMIs. Okay, we require one image here. So these are the images. Go down here. These are the images, different images. Amazon Linux, Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, SUSE Linux, like this different flavors. In Linux, we have different flavors are there, right? So now I want to select first one, Amazon Linux. In Amazon Linux, we have different flavors are there here. In Amazon Linux, different flavors. Amazon Linux 2 AMI, Amazon Linux 2 AMI, different flavor. These are the different versions, different flavors. So whatever free tier eligible are there, that we have to use in our test lab. Make sure. So you need to remember this. Whatever free servers are there, free tier eligible, these servers only we have to use in our test lab. In real-time projects, we use paid versions, but here we have to use free tier only. Otherwise, some charges will be applied. Okay, so whatever free tier. So these are the Amazon Linux servers. Next one, Ubuntu. If you select Ubuntu, these are the Ubuntu flavors, Ubuntu Linux flavors, right? Yeah. Next one, if you select Windows, so these are the Windows flavors here. These are the Windows. So if you want to check all the flavors, click on Browse More AMIs. Click on this. You can see all the flavors here. Ubuntu server, yeah, see here. First one is Amazon Linux 2. So here Amazon Linux 2, Mac OS, right? Windows, different flavors. See here, so many flavors are there. Nearly 46 images, 46 AMIs are there. What is AMI? Amazon Mission Image. So these are all AMIs. Okay. So in these flavors, in these versions, we don't have one flavor, which is CentOS. CentOS is not there. If you require that, if you require any specific flavor which is not available in Quick Start AMIs, how can we get that? How can we get that? I require one flavor which is not available in Quick Start. What
Marketplace AMIs?
We have to go to AWS Marketplace. Here we have to check. Go to AWS Marketplace and you can search here CentOS. Enter.
But it's chargeable, right?
CentOS free versions are there. Free tier are available. See here, CentOS 6, CentOS 7, CentOS, different flavors are there. So whatever you require, you can go to Marketplace, you can search here. You will get all the flavors. Okay, yeah. Now go back to Quick Start. So in the Quick Start, I'm selecting Amazon Linux, right? Amazon Linux. So now I'm taking first flavor, which is Amazon Linux 2 AMI. Okay, this is I'm selecting, which is a free tier eligible. Okay, yeah. Now go down here. See here. So here Amazon Linux 2 kernel 5.10 AMI. So architecture 64-bit x86, 64 x86, 64-bit ARM. So in server side, most of the servers we use x86 only. Default one you have to select. Don't change this. ARM is different one that we don't use. Okay. Yeah. This is the AMI ID, verified provider. Right. Next one, instance type, server type, which type you require. So by default, it is selected T2 micro. So we have different types of servers are there. T2 micro, T2 nano, T2 large, T2 X large, like that. So T2 micro by default selected. So this server is having one virtual CPU, 1 GB memory, 1 GB RAM. Okay. Now, if you want to change this type, click on this. See here, T2 nano, T2 small, 1 virtual CPU, 2 GB memory. So T2 medium, 2 virtual CPUs, 4 GB RAM. T2 large, 2 virtual CPU, 8 GB RAM. T2 X large, 4 CPUs, 16 GB RAM. Like this, whatever you require. As per the client requirement, you have to select this. As per the ticket description, you have to choose this. Okay. In our test lab, we always select T2 micro only. T2 micro is free, data eligible. Whatever free servers are there, that we have to use. Okay. Now, yes, client will, client give you all the requirement. Yeah, that you have to use. Yeah, even server name also they provide. This server name you have to give. RAM, what is the RAM, what is the CPU, what is hard drive required. So, and also they provide approvals. Then only we have to proceed. Okay. Yeah. Now, this is a T2 micro, 1 virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM, free tier eligible. You have to select this. Okay. After that. So this is very, very important. Key pair, right? So
Sir,
key pair.
from whom they need approvals?
Yeah. So for example, we are providing service to project team, development team, some project team, right? So the project team BU had approvals we required. Project had approvals. Once we get that approvals, the billing will be started. We are giving servers.
Okay.
They need to pay something, right? Yeah. Any questions here? Up to here, any questions, anyone? Yeah. Next one.
Sir.
Key pair. What is key pair? What is key? So in cloud, every server will have one key. Without that key, we cannot connect. In cloud, every server will have one key. Without that, we cannot connect the server, right? So here, key pair required. So here, if you check here, these are the existing key pairs already available, right? Now we can create new key pair. How can we create? I'll show you. So we required one key, right? So now click on create new key pair. Click on create new key pair. See here. So key pair name.
Hello?
We can give. Yeah, go ahead, please. Yes. Go ahead.
Hello, sir. I'm due to some issues. I am joined now. Can you repeat, sir? Hello.
Which one you missed? Key pair, right? Key pair. You
Sir,
missed key
due
pair?
to some issue, I am joined now.
You just go through the video. Okay, I'll explain key pair once again. This key pair. So because from beginning, so this is very basic thing. Every day we create servers. Don't worry about. Every day we create servers. This is the first time. Step by step we are going, but within 30 seconds we create server. It's very faster, right? Yeah. So first time only we are going through all the options. Yeah, I think Vijay, right? Just go through the video once again. I explain key pair now again. Okay. Is it fine, Vijay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So key pair, what is key pair? Key pair is a key. Every server will have one key in real-time projects, in test lab also, right? Without that key, we cannot connect our server, right? How to generate the key? How to get that key? So here I have already existing keys, different keys are there, right? Now I want to create new key pair. Click on create new key pair. See here. So here we need to give the key pair name. I can give DevOps batch 63. Okay. So here key pair type. RSA, and it is encrypted private public key, private and public key. So we have to choose RSA only. RSA encrypted private and public key pair. Default one we have to choose. Next one, private key file format. Private key file format. So .pem file, .ppk file. So two formats are there. .pem, .ppk. So what is PEM? What is PPK? I'll show you the difference. Okay. Yeah. First you can choose PEM only. Why PEM? Why PPK? I'll show you. Wait for some time. Okay. Yeah. So first one only you can choose. Click on create key pair. So once you click on create key pair, one key pair downloaded here. So if you open this key pair, this is the key. This is the key. So this much of key, anyone can hack this key. Is it possible to hack? No, right? So AWS is providing this much of security, this level of security. So no one can hack the key. Since 2012, I'm seeing till now we haven't faced any security issues. Okay, AWS is giving very good security to protect the customer data, customer applications. This level of security will be, this level of security is provided by AWS. Okay, yeah. Now, fine. So key is downloaded here. Key is available, right? Now go down here. Next one. Network settings. So we have to provide some network settings here. So default VPC is assigned here. Default VPC. So default VPC means whatever default network is there, that is assigned here. But while working on VPC, we'll go deep dive. How can we create our own network, custom network? We'll see that. Okay. Yeah. Subnet. Subnet also default one. Subnetwork also we are taking default one only. We are not using custom network. Okay. Yeah. So auto assign public IP. Public IP required here. So every cloud server will have two IPs. Public IP, private IP. Public IP is to connect your server. Private IP is to, once you log into your server, private IP will be available. I'll show you that. Okay. Yeah. This should be enabled. By default, it is enabled. Next one, firewall. Security group. So if you want to connect your server, we require one security group, right? So now, so click on edit the settings. Click on edit settings. Go down here. So network settings, VPC default, subnet also default, assign public IP also default. Yeah, firewall. So firewall is a security group. So this, if you want to use existing firewall, existing security group, these are the security groups which are available in my console. These are the security groups, different security groups. But I don't want to use existing one. I want to create new one. So click on create. So once you click on create security group, new security group, it is asking security group name. I'm giving same name, DevOps patch 63. Description also I want to give same. Okay, see here. Now in this security group, 22 port is opening. If you want to connect Linux server, how can we connect? We are getting Amazon Linux server. If you want to connect Linux server, how can we connect? By using SSH authentication. SSH authentication. So TCP 22 port should be open. Without this port, we cannot connect our Linux server. Windows server, if you want to connect 3306. Linux server 22 port, right? So this port should be open. So here source type, anywhere you have to choose. By default, it is selected. So here custom means if you want to connect through custom networks, you can select custom. So my IP means if you want to connect your particular IP, you can choose the my IP. So by default, it is selected anywhere. You can choose anywhere only, right? So here source, from anywhere you can connect. Okay. Now go down here. Next one, storage. So security group is clear, right? Any questions here, anyone? This is networking part. While working on VPC, we'll go deep dive again. Okay. So if you want to connect Linux server, we require 22 ports should be open. This is open. Next one is storage. Go down here, configure storage. So by default, AWS is giving 8 GB storage, right? So if you require 100 GB, you can change to 100 GB, right? But 100 GB is not free of cost. 8 GB only free, right? So you can give 8 GB only. So if you require additional volume, like D drive, E drive, you can add one more volume here. Click on add new volume. So here one more volume is added, right? So here you can increase the size if you want. In real-time projects, how many volumes they require, as per their requirement, you have to select here. What is the size of hard drive they require? You need to give that. 200 GB, 1 TB required, like that you can increase.
The
Okay.
storage configuration also client will decide.
Yeah, they will give requirement
They
as
give-
per their requirement, project requirement. They give you as per their requirement, you can create it.
Okay. So security group also they'll give.
Security group also, they will tell you like we require internet access. If they require internet
Okay.
access, you have to enable
Uh-huh.
different ports. We'll see that while working on ports. Okay.
Okay.
So now I'm removing the second drive, second volume, only one volume I'm choosing. Okay. Yeah. Next one, number of instances. How many you require? I select only one. If you require 100 servers at a time, you can give 100. Same configuration, 100 servers will be created. Okay. So for now, we can create one server only. Yeah. Software image, MS Linux 2, AMI, and a virtual server type E2 micro, and a firewall. New security group we created, right? New security group. Next one, storage 8 GB. So this advanced details, we don't go right away. We'll see later while working on VPC. Okay. Now click on launch instance. Once you click on launch instance, server will be created. Okay. Now click on launch instance. Now we're launching instance. Okay. Instance launched. Click on this. See here, website. Now this is in pending. So in few seconds, it will change to running state. This is our server. Now
Have a
the
doubt,
server
sir.
is being ready. Go ahead, please. Yes.
Hello. So can we change these settings later on after it's created, or we have to create a new server if we make any mistake?
We can change. We can edit the configuration. Don't need to do it.
Okay.
We can change.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Now the server is in running state. Right? Yeah. Any questions up to here? Anyone?
What is this instance type T2 micro?
Yeah. This is server type, server configuration. Different types of servers are there. T2 micro is one virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM. T2 medium, two virtual CPUs, 4 GB RAM. T2 large, two virtual CPUs, 8 GB RAM. T2 X large, four virtual CPUs, 16 GB RAM. So as per the client requirement, in real-time projects, we don't use T2 micro. T2 micro is minimal configuration, base server. In real-time projects, if you want to run any application, at least two CPUs, 4 GB RAM required. Right? This is server type. Server type. Fine. So this is instance ID. So now these are the availability zones. Zones yesterday we discussed. Regions, zones. Right? Yeah. Now this is IPv4 IDs. ID. So these servers are in shutdown state. That is why those are not showing here. So this is public IP. Right? So monitoring disabled, monitoring not enabled. Security group, this one. Key pair also we give the same name. This is a timestamp, launch time, right? So like that you get all the information here. right? Yeah. So once you create the server, so this server we create again and again. Don't confuse anywhere. You just go through the video once again. You will understand. From Monday onwards, every day we create servers. Every day. Okay. Yeah. Now, if you click on this server, if you open this server, see here. Every server will have public IP, private IP, right? So what is public IP? What is private IP? Anyone? To connect your server, we use public IP. If you want to connect through one console, we require public IP. Once you log in into the server, we require private IP for internal communication, right? Yeah. So this we have to remember, and you can check the configuration. Instance type T2 micro, right? So which flavor we take here? See here, Amazon Linux. Platform is Amazon Linux, right? Platform Linux flavor. AMI ID, whatever AMI you have taken, this ID. Monitoring disabled. We have monitoring tools. By the time we can enable this. Okay. So AMI name, Amazon Linux 2, right? So launch time, this is the time. Next one, key pair name. This is the key pair name. So in real-time projects, we use number of keys. That is why, yeah, this key pair name help you to identify the server. Okay. Yeah. These are the details. Fine. Yeah. Now server is ready. Right. So shall I show you one more time to create server? Anyone? Shall we continue? Can I show one more time? Or
Yeah, please.
shall we continue?
One more time.
Yes. Okay. So we'll see one more time how to create server. Okay. Yeah. To create server. Okay. This server is in running state. Don't worry. Yeah. To create server, first we have to decide the region that will provided by client. Okay. Yeah. Click on services. Compute. Click on compute. Click on EC2. Now click on instance running. Click here. Now click on launch instance. Now here it is asking server name, right? Instance name. I can give test server. Test server. Okay. Yeah. Now application OS image AMI we require that. Now I want to select Amazon Linux or Ubuntu, whatever. Okay. Yeah. Select Amazon Linux only. Yeah. See here, free tier eligible servers only we have to use. This is free tier eligible, which is yeah, one virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM available in this T2 micro. Okay. So this is free tier eligible Amazon Linux 2. So next one here, Amazon Linux 2 architecture 64-bit instance type T2 micro, 1 virtual CPU, 1 GB RAM. This is free, right? So free tier eligible. Next one, key pair. Every server is having one key, right? So we require one key pair. Now, so key pair, if you want to choose existing key pair, you can choose here. 63 key already available. We downloaded, right? So I can choose this. Okay. So I don't want to create again. If you want to create new key pair, click on this key pair. Okay, I'll show you one more time. Don't worry. This key pair you can create new key pair. Click on create new key pair. Key pair name. I can give DevOps batch 63 already there. That is why it is showing new. You can give new. Okay. Yeah. Now key pair type RSA or so encrypted format. Right. We choose only RSA, and also private key file format. You can choose only PEM format now. So what is PPK? PPK is very simple. If you understand PEM, you can easily use PPK also, right? So you can select PPK, default one only. Click on create key pair. Now key pair is downloaded. Okay. Yeah. Once it is downloaded, now you can go down here. So networking settings. So here default VPC, default subnets we can use. Even IP address also By default, it is enabled. Okay. Next one, security group. Click on edit security group. So security group, why we require security group? To connect our server, 22 port should be open, right? Yeah. Now security group name, we can give some name here, whatever name you want to give. 63 SG security group I'm giving. Okay. Yeah. Same name you can give here also, description also. Okay. So here by default 22 port is open. This port should be open. Okay. So source anywhere from any network we can connect this cloud server. Okay. Now go down here. Next one, storage, 8 GB storage. Okay. So 8 GB storage. Yeah, you can, if you want to increase to 80 GB or 100 GB, you can increase. If you want to add one more volume, you can add one more volume. Right. Now you can choose how many servers you require, 1 or 100 or 5, right? You can give the number. After that, you can check the configuration. So software image AMI, virtual server type, instance type, T2 micro, right? So firewall, new security group, storage, 1 volume, 8 GB. Click on launch instance. Now instance is launched. See, so 2 servers are there, web server, test server. Everyone understand, right? Any questions here? Yeah. Now, how to connect this server? That is most important, right? How can we connect this server? So we created the server. How can we connect this server? Now I try to connect web server, first one. Okay. So if you want to connect this server, we require some interface. Linux servers, how can we connect? SSH authentication we use, but interface.
Putty.
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 Using Putty. Linux server, if you want to connect, we use Putty. Putty is the interface. If you want to connect Windows server, Windows server.
Git bash.
So if you want to connect Windows server, we use RDP, remote desktop, right? So if you want to connect Linux server, we require Putty. Putty are different interfaces are there. So many interfaces are there. We'll see that later. Putty is the interface to connect Linux server. Okay. So this is Putty configuration. So this interface, how can we download? How can we install? We'll try to understand. I already installed in my laptop. So how can we download? How can we install? We'll try to understand. Okay. Yeah. So we require Putty. Go to browser. Yeah. Download Putty for Windows. Now you can download this. Download Putty for Windows, Linux, something. Okay. So click on this.
Can you
Now
share
go down.
the URL in chat, please?
Yeah. Yeah, you can listen the session. After that, you can try. Okay. Right away, don't try. You will be confused, right? You will be having recording. Yeah. So in the chat, I put this URL. Okay. Yeah. Now, yeah, simply can search download Putty for Windows. That's it. Okay. Go down here. This is the URL. Yeah. Now go down here. Go down. See here. Here, this is the MSI file. MSI. So in this MSI file, so 32-bit Putty, 64-bit also available, and 64-bit MSI x86. So this we have to download. So as per the operating system, as per our Windows operating system, we have to download this. If you have 32-bit operating system, you have to download 32-bit. If you have 64-bit, you can download 64-bit. So how can we check our operating system? Our Windows is 64-bit or 32-bit. How can we check? Yeah, go to this PC, right click on this PC, go to properties. See here, my system type is
64.
64-bit operating system. Now I can download 64-bit only, right? Yeah. Now go to browser. 64-bit second one. This one we have to download. Click on this. Wait for a few seconds. Just click on that. Wait for a few seconds. This will be downloaded. See here. Wait for a few seconds. This you can close. Now it is downloading. Wait for. Don't click anything. See here. Now it is downloading. So don't click here manually, download something. Don't click that. Once you click on that, wait for some time. It will be downloaded. See here, put it downloaded. Okay. Don't just small modification here. So go back to this version. Okay, so don't download this. Third one, don't download. Second one. Third one is ARM version. ARM. Don't download ARM version. So this one you can download. Click on this. Wait for some time. Yeah, this we have to download. So before that, we downloaded, which is ARM version. ARM should not be downloaded. See here, two versions downloaded here. This is the ARM version. Don't download this. This one we require. Okay. Once you download this, click on this. Double click
So
on this.
second one or third one you have told?
Second one. Okay. Don't download third one.
Second one we have to download, right?
Exactly.
Because
Yes.
we can't see your cursor, so it's a bit confusing.
Second one only.
Okay.
This one you have to choose. Second one. Okay. Just click on that. Wait for some time. It will be downloaded. Okay. Once you download, double click on this setup package. Okay. Click on next. Click on next. Click on install. That's it. Once you click on install, it will ask you to finish. I already installed in my laptop. That is why I'm canceling this. This is a small exe file. Just next install. That's it. Cancel this. Yes. Yeah. So once you download, install, this will be open. This icon you can add into your taskbar. Okay. Yeah. So this is ready. Interface is ready. Fine. After that, so whatever key pair we downloaded from server, that key pair is in PEM format, PEM file, .pem file. Just listen carefully. So this is first time little confusion is there. Don't confuse anyone. Okay. Yeah, this PEM file is downloaded from server. If you want to connect your server from PuTTY, this key required. Right? Yeah. So this file is in PEM format. This is PEM format. Okay. So this PEM file will not understand by PuTTY. PuTTY will not understand this. That is why someone saying Mobile Extreme. So we'll see that later. Don't worry, because if I explain Mobile Extreme, everyone will be confused. Okay. We'll see that. I have Mobile Extreme also here in my console. This is Mobile Extreme, right? So most of the time I use Mobile Extreme only. We'll see that later. I think Durgesh, right? We'll see that later. So yeah, so this PEM file will not understand by PuTTY. That is why this PEM file we have to convert into PPK format. PuTTY private key format we have to change. Then only PuTTY will understand. Right? Yeah. Now this file I want to convert into PPK format. If you want to convert into PPK format, we require PuTTY gen. Once we download, install PuTTY, along with the PuTTY gen also downloaded and installed. So that puttygen required here. Now we can search here puttygen. Open this. This PEM file we have to convert into PPK format, right? So how can we convert? So click on load. So click on load. Once you open putty key generator, click on load. Go to downloads. Select all files. Select all files. See here. This is the key pair. Choose this key pair. Click on OK. Save private key. Click on save private key. Click on S. Where you want to save that? On desktop I want to save. Click on desktop. Give the name. DevOps match 63 key. Okay. I'm saving on my desktop. Click on save. Once you save this, close this. This is the key pair. One hat symbol is available. Okay. So once you save this, one key is converted into PPK format. Putty private key. I'll show you one more time how to convert this. Okay. So currently we have PEM file is available. This PEM file should be converted into PPK format. So if you want to convert this PPK format, so go to search and you can search puttygen. Open this. Now click on load. Now you can select downloads, select all files. See here, DevOps batch 63 key. Select this. OK. Save private key. Click on save private key. Yes. Where you want to save? On desktop. Give the name of your key pair name and click on save. That's it. Once you save this, you can close this. Okay. Yeah. Now, so this key is generated. So in this PPK file, PEM file, same key is there. Same key converted into other format, right? So by using this PPK format, we can connect our cloud server using putty, right? Yeah. Now, I want to connect cloud server, AWS server, which we created. This server, web server, I want to connect. Okay. So copy, select your server, copy public IP. So click on this icon, copy public IP. Now open putty, paste here, expand SSH, click on authentication, browse, and you can choose your key pair. Choose. If you select other key pair, it will not connect. Same key pair required. Okay. Click on open. Now it is asking, it is giving pop-up. First time, you can click on else. Yeah, now it is asking logins. I'll show you one more time. Close this. Select your server, copy public IP, copy this, open putty, paste here, public IP, Control V to paste. Okay. So expand SSH, click on authentication, browse, select your key pair, click on open. Now it is asking logins. So we created Amazon Linux server, right? Amazon Linux server default user is EC2-user. Default user. Ubuntu default user is Ubuntu only. CentOS default user is CentOS only. RHCL default user is EC2-user. This we have to remember. We created Amazon Linux server. For this server, default user is EC2-user. Ubuntu server, default user is Ubuntu only. CentOS, default user is CentOS. RHCL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, default user is EC2-user. Windows default user, administrator. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday, we create Windows server. By the time I'll show you. Okay. So here, default user is EC2-user. Enter. Now I am able to connect my server. Right. So this is the console. So if you want to increase font size, this font size, right click here, change settings, appearance, change, bold. So what the size, 14 or 16 you can choose. Click on OK, apply. So this is the console. Okay. So if you to connect Linux server, Linux environment, if you want to connect, you can use the PuTTY. So from here you can execute the commands to perform any activities. It is very simple, don't worry. Basic level we are going, right? So from scratch. So day by day, every day we'll work on this. So Linux commands are there, nearly 40 commands. While working on Linux sessions, you will understand. So currently we don't require Linux commands. In AWS, we don't require. Once we start DevOps, we require Linux commands. Okay. Yeah. Now we are able to connect our server. Once we create the server, once we convert the key pair, and here we have to create one user in the server, and we have to hand over to project team. Right. So how to create user while working on Linux, I'll show you. Because some commands are there, you will be confused. Okay. Once explain the commands, we'll work on the how to create user, how to connect user, how to switch user, how to delete users. We'll see that. Any questions up to here, anyone?
There I have small doubt. So we are selecting .pem in the EC2 instance, right?
Yes.
Instead of .ppk. So we have done. We have selected a .pem file. We have generated that one and installed puttygen and loaded and converted into .ppk, right? Instead of
Yes.
that, we can directly select .ppk, right?
Yes. You can
In
select.
the
Yes.
instead.
Yes. Good question. Yeah. Instead of selecting PEM file while creating server, PEM is there, right? I'll show you this. Yeah. So why I'm explaining this PEM file? This is very important. If you understand this, see in real-time projects we require this. That is why I'm explaining this. So now what we will do? For example, so one more instance I'm creating. Click on launch instance. So some DB server. Login. So how to convert PEM file into PPK, that is most important. That is why I explained that. But really not required in test lab. You can directly create PPK format. Okay. How to create that I'll show. Now here I can give app server, for example, app server. Now select your same Amazon Linux only. T2 Micro key pair. Click on create key pair. See here. Instead of selecting PEM file, you can select directly PPK. So that what will happen? Directly that file will download PPK file. No need to convert again. You understand, right? So click on create key pair. Here we need to give the key pair name. So we can give 63 PPK. Create. Once you click on create, directly PPK will be downloaded. Click on create key pair. See here? Direct PPK. So this is downloaded in downloads. No need to convert again. But real-time projects, we require PEM file. That is why I explained that. So by using this key pair, you can directly connect. Okay. Yeah. Now go and create this server. All default values you can use. Select existing security group. Some security group. 63 security group. Launch instance. Now how can we connect this server? Without converting PEM file to PPK, directly can connect.
So in real-time projects, we are using only .pem file only instead of
PEM required,
.bits.
yes. Yeah, PEM required. That is why I explained PEM. So now select this server, copy public IP, go to open putty, new putty session. So paste here IP address, expand SSH, authentication, browse, go to downloads. In downloads, we have key, right? This is the key. Select this, click on open. Now we are able to connect. EC2 hyphen user is the user. Now we are able to connect. You can use directly PPK. So first time you can create, you can download PEM and try to convert because for understanding, right? So in real-time projects, that is required. So later you can download PPK only. You can use. Okay. Yeah. So
Sure, sir.
now we are
Thank
able
you.
to connect. Right. Everyone should practice. Up to here, it is very, very important. So Monday onwards, we'll move bit faster, little bit. We don't go very faster, little bit. So Monday, what we will do? We create Windows server. How can we connect Windows server? How can we create Windows server? How can we create Windows users? Right? And also, what is public IP? What is private IP? What is elastic IP? We'll discuss on Monday. So Monday onwards, 1.5 hour session. Make sure session would be 1.5 hour, right? So these are the very basic things. That is why 1 hour. Basics and introductions, right? Yeah, Monday onwards, make sure we can strictly follow 1.5 hour. Within 2 months, we have to complete, right? Yeah, so that is why 1.5 hour session will be there. We'll go bit advanced level also. So that is why every day you have to practice. Everyone should practice every day, right? So don't miss the practice. If you miss the practice, so everyday sessions will be going, right? So new topics, new lab sessions. So you'll be confused. That is why. So make sure everyone should practice. Okay. So once you create the servers, if you want to terminate the servers, if you want to terminate this, select servers, one server or 3 servers, go to instance state, click on terminate. If you want to reuse that server, you need to stop. If you want to reuse, or else if you want to terminate means delete, will be gone. Click on delete. Select your servers, click on terminate instance. Click on terminate.
Does the
Once you
reboot means,
terminate, yeah, go ahead please.
so we have an option a reboot.
A reboot. Reboot means restart. If you want to restart, you can restart server. Normally, so whenever we perform any activities like deployment activities, patching activities, we restart the servers. Okay, restart is yeah, it is fine, but most of the time we terminate, we stop the servers, right? Yeah, you can restart also. Fine. Yeah, next one. Once you terminate the servers, this logs will be available 30 minutes to 45 minutes maximum. This logs will be available. After 30 minutes, this logs will be gone, completely removed from here. Okay. Yeah. Once you terminate, this will be available here. After 30 minutes, this will be. Okay. Yeah. So this you have to practice today. This weekend you can practice. Okay. Monday onwards, yeah, we'll go a little bit advanced, right? So while practicing this, if you have any questions, you can post in the group. Okay, you can take the screenshot and post it to the group. Okay. Yeah. So group only can post. If anyone already practice, they give response. Right? Or else I give response. Okay. Yeah. Anyone having any questions about how to create AWS account? I think someone pinged me AWS account creation issues. Still anyone having any issues while creating instance? Sorry, not instance, account, AWS account. While creating account, any challenges, anyone? Yeah.
I had
If you
to
face any issue,
switch on international transitions. That I did so that it worked later.
okay. If you face an issue, just Google it. You'll get information. In the Google, you can get all the step by step. It is very simple. Okay. Yeah. So creating account is very simple, very easier. Okay. Still, if you face any issues, let me know. Just ping in the group. I'll show you one more time. But make sure the account should be created today itself. You need to practice, right? So whatever session we discussed today, that is most important. So Monday onwards, different services we create, different servers we create. This session you have to understand first. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? Any more questions? Anyone?
So how to create the users in this Linux command server?
That I'll show you later while working on Linux sessions. If I show you right away, you'll be confused. Okay, some
Okay.
commands are there. These simple commands, but you will be confused, right? So we have Linux sessions. By the time I'll show.
Sure.
There, likewise, how many
Right?
servers we need to instances we need to create
You can
at a
create a
time?
number of instances. You can
In
create a
number
number
of.
of instances as per your limitation.
Okay.
So 750 hours they are providing, free tier eligible, 3 servers only. Within that limitations you have to use. 30 GB storage maximum. They provide free of cost. You can use that. And elastic IP is 3 IPs. You can use that, right?
Okay.
So as per the limitations, you can use. So every day while working on the services, by the time I explain how to use the limitations. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Fine. So we stop here. Everyone should practice. If you have any confusion, if you have any questions, you can take the screenshot and post into the group so that we'll discuss. Fine. Yeah. Thank you all.